Alright, welcome to the World of Warships with Captain Yamo. It's been a couple of busy weeks here, but I'm going to try and throw some more of these up. I've got a bunch of videos I can do some commentary on. So hopefully I'll get enough free time to put a bunch of them up this next week, because I've been having a lot of fun in this game. They put a lot of work into it. It's really clear that they took a lot of the things that they learned from games like World of Tanks and just took it to the next level. Alright, how about that? 4 shots. I'm going to try and figure out how many of them I can hit before he gets past that island. And so I'm looking at the mini-map, you know, like when I'm playing this match here, and I'm looking at this mini-map and I see that it's me and a cruiser, and I have a battleship running back. So it starts getting me to think that I need to start turning my direction. So I blast off a couple shots at that St. Louis, which is a really, really fun cruiser because of all the cannons it has. There's a bunch of damage to it, too. I've really been working on the gunnery. I think that's a Cleveland. You can see I'm starting to shoot down some aircraft. There we go, set him on fire. You can see he's barely moving, so I really should have been aiming further back, but you know, you do what you can. You get better as you go. Maybe not. So right now I'm kind of in the line of fire for these 3 cruisers here. That's not a great place to be, but he's on fire and he's got a lot of new problems now. Just like in World of Tanks, when you're on fire, basically you're bleeding hit points the whole time that you're on fire. And I haven't seen it take out any other crew modules, but it's really distracting. You know, there's all kinds of bells and whistles going off, and you know, it really adds a lot of chaos to the moment. Okay, so now that the enemy ships are starting to turn back again, I start thinking it might be a good idea for me to come back around. Of course, the St. Louis is already starting to figure out my range, and he can fire a lot of shells. And so you'll see I start trying to mess with my speed here to throw him off a little bit. I'll slow down, I'll speed up. I start nailing him a little bit. Now, when you hear the torps in the water, I tend to look, even if I know those ones aren't going to miss me, because what if some other ones suddenly pop up on the screen and I'm not really paying attention because, you know, those torps won't hit me. And so I don't hear the new sonar transponders that are coming at me. And, okay, so down goes the St. Louis, and look at this already. We've got 7 kills to their 3. And this match is already in hand here. And they really did have a pretty big, pretty big advantage having the aircraft carrier over there. Yoba, he just rammed the Congo and sunk himself, but he did enough damage to take the guy down, so, or make it possible for his team to take him down. That is one of the definitions for samurai of a victory, right? You cut down your opponent at the same time you're cut down. But, you know, it's always about how many shots you fire. How many times do you hit the enemy? You know, you can ram them once when he outweighs you by about 10 times. Another thing I probably would do now is I'd probably be switching to my armor-piercing rounds. You know, they're lower tier ships. There's a good chance that with a good solid hit to the Citadel, that I could do, you know, a couple thousand points of damage. So it just kind of depends on the situation. You don't want to use your AP. It's kind of like using using AP on little tiny ships can be like using a sandblaster for a toenail job, you know. You'll blast those toenails down, but there's gonna be a lot of bleeding. All right, well, we already hit 50 hits here. We're still laying them in here. I still can't recognize the different ships like I can the tanks, but so we're firing at a battleship. It's got 1, 2. Looks like it's got Congo, probably a Congo. And you know, it's becoming clear to me that you know, your ship awareness in this game is as important as your tank awareness is in World of Tanks. You need to know what you're shooting at. You need to know where you should shoot. And I haven't figured it all out yet, but I'm working towards it. Now, while I was rambling on there, you'll notice that the enemy, oh, nice, awesome hit, 6 hits out of that. That the enemy's done a lot of fighting. So now it's 8-6 us. They're putting in some work now.
We've destroyed an enemy battleship.
All right, so first kill in the match. Got 75 hits. Wow. 3 crits, shot down a ship, 4 fire set. We're having a good time. And it's 9-6 again, and from this point out, we just put it back into control and take over here. It's nice to be a top tier in this game, but the tiers don't matter quite as much as they do in World of Tanks. You know, you can't play the front lines just because you're the biggest ship out there, but you know, those battleships, they can do a lot. They can take a lot of damage. They can do a lot of damage. All right, we're hitting 83 hits. That's a Miyogi. I can recognize that. It's a tier 4 Japanese battleship. I had one, and I was very poor with it, but mainly it had to do with not knowing what to shoot, where to shoot. I think I do a bit better in it now. Another aspect of this game is you have to start planning what you're going to do 2-3 minutes in advance. You know, these matches, they can last, you know, 20 minutes. So and you know, some of these ships, their turning rate is measured in like half kilometers. And so when that's the case, you know, you really have to plan ahead for your islands and anything else that you might not necessarily want to run into. Oh, nice big hit into the St. Louis. There's another St. Louis. Another big hit into him. Tossing the AP. St. Louis goes down. And we got a few more minutes here. Alright. That looks like a Phoenix. Tier 4 American cruiser. And those shots are going to go aft and starboard. Well, a little aft. Slightly aft. But they definitely went long. Bigger isn't necessarily better here. You wanna get it just right. The motion of the ocean, as they say. Oh, that was way short. Well, again, I would like to apologize for the length of time in between recordings, but I'm hoping that I can get a bunch of them up over the next couple of days. Down goes the Phoenix.
We've destroyed an enemy cruiser.
The last thing left is our little carrier friend over there. When you're shooting at carriers, switch to HE. Fires, they can't launch. They can't do anything else. Fires are awesome. So I had 136,000 credits, 1,800 XP, 121 shots hit. I was fifth on my team. Yeah, fourth on my team in XP. Here we go. 22,000 damage with HE in 83 hits. But I had almost 20,000 points of damage in 39 hits with the AP. Took quite a lot of damage there, but look at that. I'd like to thank you for joining me here, and thank you for watching the World of Warships with Captain Yamo.